Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His word. I just want to talk about, the day of the Lord, how it's, darkness and not light. The day of the Lord is talking about, those nuclear missiles, that destruction that's going to come to America during, World War III, because it says, Scripture says it's the Lord's determination, to gather the nations, you know, so that they can launch these missiles off for judgment. You know, um, yeah, it's going to be a massive destruction, man, as the scriptures talk about. But the first scripture I want to get is Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord of power who judgeth her. Yeah, what's it talking about? One day she shall be utterly burned with fire. Read in Malachi 4:1, it says, the day shall come that shall burn as an oven. It's a very scary thing, man. These nuclear missiles get shot off because they're not making these missiles for no reason. You know, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. But when they shall see the smoke of her burning, yeah, 'cause, all these different nations, these governments make a lot of money, off of America. The merchandise. You know, everything is made, in a different country. So all these different kings get real rich off America, and they're gonna lament and bewail for it because they're not gonna be able to make that money anymore. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, "Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come." Thy judgment come. Yeah, that's how grand the destruction shall be. 1 hour. It took hundreds of years to build up America, Babylon the Great. But in 1 hour, she shall be destroyed. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Yeah, they can't make money. They can't sell their goods to America anymore. She's going to be destroyed. But, the next scripture is because the destruction is going to be so grand that it's the garden, paradise. It's like the Garden of Eden before the missiles, but after it's going to be like a desolate wilderness. Joel 2:3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. Yeah, I was talking about those missiles, man. It's gonna be completely, desolate. Right now, you got different forests, you got different trees, greenery, lakes, waterfalls, all that here in this land. And after all that's going to be dried up, it's going to be destroyed. He says the land is as the Garden of Eden before the missiles, and behind them, after they hit, it's going to be just a desolate wilderness. Man. Nothing shall escape them except for, the elect. The only way you're going to be able to escape these missiles is to get beamed up in the chariots, man. It's a very serious deal, man. Very important thing, man. Next scripture is Isaiah 13:19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, how did the Most High, overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? It was that fire and brimstone that came down from heaven. And that's going to be the same way the Most High is going to take out, Babylon the Great, America. That fire coming down from heaven. In the modern day, it's going to be those nuclear missiles. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Yeah, nothing's gonna dwell here in America. No more businesses. Nothing. The other nations are gonna be able to, make no money off this place anymore. No one's gonna dwell here. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. An owl shall dwell there, and the satyr shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the land shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons of the pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Yeah, it says, and the satyr shall dance there. Look that word up in Hebrew. The word there is shayar, which is kid, goat, devil, satyr, hairy, rough, he-goat, sacrificial animal. Satyr may refer to a demon-possessed goat, like the swine of Gadara. It says, he-goat for sin. Hairy, rough. Yeah, devil, goat. Right here, hairy demons. So yeah, it's just gonna be desert creatures and a lot of spirits. Just different spirits and demons are gonna dwell here. After they hit. It says, the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. An owl shall dwell there, the satyr shall dance there. So just like desert creatures and spirits, are going to be in this place after those missiles hit. But the last scripture, the destruction is going to be so great. It talks about, it's going to be a giant earthquake, man. Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavily upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Yeah, this place is never going to rise up again, man. Esau is going to fall. He's never going to rise up again. And that's the day of the Lord. That's the day that we're waiting on, man. It's the destruction of this place. It's going to be so great that there's going to be a giant earthquake. It said it right here. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, man. It shall be removed like a cottage, and transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. And it shall fall and not rise again. So America's never going to rise up again. No one's going to put, the Israelites in slavery again. None shall make us afraid. The elect, Lord will, the elect's going to get beamed up and establish, Yahweh Shai's kingdom on the planet Earth, man. That's why the scripture says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. For the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. It's going to be a serious deal. It's going to be a scary, scary sight, man. Even for the elect. When they're looking down, when they're in those ships and they're looking down, man, they're going to be afraid, man. But, this is all prophecy, and it has to come to pass in order for, Yahweh Shai's kingdom to be established and for Israel to come back, man. For us to get our land back. All this prophecy has to come to pass. But with that, shalom.